What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And this one is, since we now know that there will be a prequel to Game of Thrones called House of the Dragon, what I'm going to do is cast every major character that I believe will be featured in this show. You can put who you think should be cast in the comment section. First, let me give a shout out to everybody out here who keeps coming back to watch this series. It's really a pleasure for me to make it. I enjoy doing this series, so thank you very much if you keep returning. And if you are a first-time person who is watching this series, please make sure you subscribe and click that bell so you can be notified every time I drop a new House of the Dragon casting video. Now, out of all of the videos I have done so far, this one by far is the hardest one, and this is the reason why. I do not believe that this person we are casting this time is going to be in a lot of episodes, and this is only like a one season type gig for somebody, you know what I mean? And I don't think they're an every episode person, so I can't really cast someone who is really big who might expect more, who wouldn't do it because it just wouldn't be enough run for them, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to cast the right person in this role, but because of that reason, it's really hard to do so. But I think I found the person, but I'm really going to be interested in who you think is going to be right for this role, because I had a tough time doing this. I probably picked like 4 or 5 different people, and now I settled back on this person. So let's get right into it. We are casting the King Who Knelt, the King of the North, Torrhen Stark. After the Riverlands and Storm's End have fallen under the control of Aegon the Conqueror, Torrhen Stark called his banners. He was aware that, due to the vast distance of the north, it would take a long time to assemble his army. After the Field of Fire at High Garden, Aegon I learned that Torrhen had crossed the neck and had entered the Riverlands, leading an army of 30,000 men. Aegon I abandoned his plans to march south, and at once began racing up north. Both Rhaenys and Visenya Targaryen, as well as all the lords who had bent the knee to Aegon after Harrenhal and the Field of Fire, were sent word of the movement. So when Torrhen reached the banks of the Trident, he found a host of 45,000 men and 3 dragons waiting for him. Torrhen's scouts had reported seeing the ruins of Harrenhal, and Torrhen had heard accounts of the Field of Fire as well. Some of his lords urged him to attack, but he realized that a similar fate would await him if he tried forcing the crossing. Others of his lords urged the King of the North to fall back to Moat Cailin and make his stand there. Torrhen's bastard half-brother, Brandon Snow, offered to cross the Trident at dark and kill the dragons. In the end, Torrhen sent Brandon Snow to Aegon's camp with 3 maesters to treat with Aegon. The whole night, messages went back and forth, and the next morning, Torrhen crossed the Trident, where he knelt and laid his crown at the feet of Aegon I and swore fealty. For his surrender, he was named Lord of Winterfell and Warden of the North. Ever since, Torrhen is known as the King Who Knelt. It is unknown what Aegon did with Torrhen's crown, and where Torrhen Stark bent a knee to Aegon I, later on, an inn rose up in that spot, calling itself the Inn of the Kneeling Man. Now, as I said, this is the most difficult casting I have done so far, basically because it's not that long of a part, as I said earlier. It's a really small part, but a really important part. And as I said, maybe this person gets a run. If it's a 10-episode season, maybe we get to see him in snippets of maybe 4 of those episodes, if that many. So I can't cast somebody who I think would demand more screen time. But it's such an important role that you know someone good has to do it. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of screen time for this person. Now, the person I casted was in a similar situation in a different TV show, one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and that's why I settled on this dude. So the actor I'm going with to pull this part off, Obviously, I said he's not going to be that well of a known actor, but I do think that he can pull this part off, and that person is Giovanni Calgagno. Now, I know I'm saying the last name wrong most likely, but I do believe this guy can pull off this part. And the reason why is, if you ever seen the show Rome, one of the greatest shows of all time, it's on HBO, check it out, only 2 seasons, it was rushed, just like Game of Thrones, but that's another situation. Anyway, if you check him out in that role, you will see that he basically did just about the same thing. Not the same results, but he did the same thing. Now we can get into the debate. I've seen the fandom go crazy about this. Was it right for Torrent to have knelt? Should he have knelt? Should he have fought to the end and just died if that was going to be the case? Listen, the man did not stand a chance. He didn't have enough troops. And on top of that, the man was against 3 dragons. There's no way he would have survived this battle. I think that he did the right thing. Sometimes you gotta take the L and live to fight another day. You can't let pride get in the way of you living, because pride will get you killed. So this is the person that I believe who can play this role, Giovanni. If you look at him, I think he has the Stark look, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking for somebody who had the Sean Bean-esque look and looked like he was from the North. But you tell me in the comment section, do you like this casting? Do you think you could find someone else who's better fit? Remember, as I said, it has to be someone who's only going to be willing to be in this thing for a couple of episodes, a couple of scenes in each episode that he is in the end. An actor who's only willing to take that such small of a part. If you can find that and you know who it is, put it in the comment section. I want to know. Now, I was going to cast his brother, but that's an even smaller role than this, because basically, what are we going to see him doing? The book readers know we might possibly see him making 3 weirwood arrows, but that's about it. That's the whole role, so I'm not going to do that. But if you have a casting for Brandon Snow, please put it in the comment section, and I will then take all your comments that you guys have casted, and maybe I'll just make a video about all the people you guys want in the show, and we'll see how it compares to mine. That's what we'll do. But until next time, you know who it is. Peace, and stay sexy.